over again when it comes to sexual activities, condoms, basically what I'm saying. There should not be any kind of free-for-all sex going on. You have to protect yourself because, as you all can see, sexual contact, all of this stuff starts with a simple kiss. And even they're even saying it can start with a hug, especially if that person is infected.
Yeah, so condoms won't really do too much protecting if it's skin to skin.
We're going to have to wear some coats. I just don't want to be bothered because I'm going to have to get me some of those gloves just to even go out and shop because they said that you can even get it from clothes.
Mm-hmm. Sheets. The doctor on the radio was also saying how if you were going to hotels, he advised you to take your own sheets with you. Because if you get in the sheets of where someone was, hello. Yeah. If you get in the sheets of where someone laid there infected, then you can get it just from being in the same bed with them in those sheets. I'm itching already.
I know that they're saying that according to GPB.org news, there's over 213 confirmed cases in Georgia, and this was since July 15th. So I think that this is kind of bringing a lot of light on what you should not be out here doing. You shouldn't be monkeying around, pun intended. It's just too much. You know, you start itching and shit, you know, with all of that stuff around your mouth. Ugh. You know, it just makes you want to withhold yourself from getting in this dating pool because you don't know what kinds of shit is being spread around out here.
Shit, I guess this is just one more add to the shit that's already been around.
That y'all have not been in contact with, you know, y'all trying to stay to yourself, isolated and all that kind of stuff. But you can go to a restaurant and sit at the table from someone flicking and scratching and shit at that same table. If you don't have any disinfectant spray or wipes, that's something that's being transmitted because that person may not even know that they're affected. They may think it's a damn mosquito bite.
I've been trying to get all that out of my head after listening to that radio. Because shortly after hearing that, I walked into the building. Somebody asked me to use my pen. No, all stuff like that. I don't need it to be wrapped around. Who had what? You borrowing a piece of my item, trying to give it back, and I don't want it. That's too much.
No, you have to. What it's teaching you is how to be conscious of those little small things. Wait a minute, shit.
And a lot of people have let go of their cleanliness. You know, when the pandemic first started, people was going to the grocery store damn near in hazmat suits, wearing gloves, you know, social distancing, giving each other space. And everybody has got so lax now. People are still going back to not washing their hands when they're in the, you know, leaving the bathroom. They all in your face talking. I'm like, I get that we're in a better place, but I don't want, like, people love to talk directly into your face. Like when they're interacting and stuff. Like, I'm just starting to get social again. You don't have to talk directly into my face. Like, just talk that way. Stand back a little bit.
But you can't be standoffish if you're having a conversation with someone. Because Asha, you know, just like you, Asha, I have poker face. I can't hide my expressions. So they will probably automatically know to get the hell back. You know, just look at me in my face.
Well,
how you talking? Want them to talk that way, like this? I'm talking to you. I'm talking like this. How that work?
Just don't talk like how me and Mama's talking, or me and Sweet Tea are talking right now.
On the side.
I don't have to just be like, people want to talk directly face to face. Like, just say it past me. Don't say it directly in my face.
FYI, according to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services, is some basic information about monkeypox. It says monkeypox is a rare but potential serious disease that is caused by the monkeypox virus. Monkeypox virus is from the same family of viruses as the smallpox virus. It is also less severe and transmittable than smallpox. Monkeypox can spread from infected humans, animals, and materials contaminated with the virus. Monkeypox virus is characterized by a new unexplained rash and skin lesion. It is usually found in Central and West Africa and normally does not spread in the United States. However, since May of 2020, there has been an outbreak of monkeypox in several countries where the virus is not usually found, including in the United States. While anyone can develop and spread monkeypox after being exposed to the virus, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that most cases of monkeypox in the U.S. have occurred among gay, bisexual, trans, and other men who have sex with men. The overall risk to the public remains low.
So what? Okay, I get all that part. What's the worst case scenario with this? Is it something like, the flu where you could get sicker and, there could be something worse? Is it COVID? Is it like chickenpox where we all had it, it itched, it was uncomfortable, but we got through it and it was over? Like, what is the...
It's fatal. I think once you contract the monkeypox, it pretty much leaves those little scars all over your body, just like with some kids that used to have chickenpox. They were left with little scars and stuff all over their bodies.
Yeah, I still got some craters in my forehead.
It says that people with weakened immune systems, history of eczema, people who are pregnant or breastfeeding, and children under 8 years old may be at a higher risk for experiencing severe disease and death.
Not people with eczema.
The type of monkeypox virus currently spreading is rarely fatal. It is estimated that over 99% of people who became infected with this type of monkeypox virus will survive.
My hand is raised.
Wait a minute. If we have any questions here in the powder room and over here on Janae's line, please tune in or chime in. Or if you want to go live, let us know if you have any questions. Go ahead.
Yes, I feel that it's another hoax. However you say it, HOAX, hoax. Girl, I'm serious, because I was also hearing that it's something that a vaccine will be required. The vaccines are already ready, something that will be required, but it's also said that the vaccines have always been here because it's a disease that's been around. But now the vaccine is not readily available. They have to make a lot more in order for us to receive them. So it's going to be a wait.
Show in my face, baby. We got all these people over here. I went back to what Asha was saying. Damn. So, and this is what I mean. It's messing up our human interactions with people, because instead of her sitting here listening to my conversation, she worried about the direction that I'm talking to. You was just all in my face. Don't even know what I just said.
No, I'm done with the facts.
You're done with the facts.
I'm done with the facts.
I understand what you're saying, Janae. It's kind of like another scare tactic, another something that puts fear in people from engaging together. But the statistics of it being centered around the LGBT community, it seems like it's wanting to put some kind of emphasis on reckless sex in a way. Are they using protection? How do you get the monkeypox? Is this from obviously anal sex? I mean, how is it being transmitted sexually?
And I was going to ask Sweetie, excuse me, when they go to the doctor, is it something on a questionnaire that they're saying their sexual orientation and their status? Because otherwise, how are we knowing that it's predominantly through those types of transmissions?
I don't see
had a lot of cases with same.
What the fuck? A moth.
Where's my mask?
A moth just flew out of nowhere. Come on, man.
I said same-sex partners, because that's something that I read as well, but I didn't want to focus on it to make it seem like, we were just putting something out there in the gay community. Other people are contracting that mess as well.
There he is. He's attracted to all these damn ring lights. Don't leave the light.
Hold on, y'all. What's going on over here?
A dang on moth. We got about 3 ring lights going on.
Look at that.
Moth.
Anyway.
Did I say moth?
Yeah, you said moth. It's probably a little man.
Oh no.
This the monkeypox situation.
I'll just say.
Say what?
She tried to get that moth.
You
Yeah, love, I'm good. I just had an encounter with a moth.
Hey. So
Go ahead.
I was just thinking about him earlier. I need to contact him. I just say everybody needs to stay clean. If you got laxed after the numbers of COVID started going down, get back clean again. Because us germaphobes, we've been washing our hands, we've been staying our social distance, rubbing up against each other. No, like, be careful who touches you. Like Jay said, change your sheets, bring your extra sheets at the hotel rooms. You just about got to bring a damn prayer cloth to lay down on these random seats and stuff that's out here. So I don't know. I seen somebody post that there was some bed bugs in a chair. So everything is nasty at this point.
Everything is grossed out. I just saw where a guy was showing how germs are collected in those air dryers in the bathrooms when you're drying your hands under those things. Don't use them. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And so it seems like these germs are being passed around, and just like AIDS and all these other down low diseases that they're wanting to now put this monkeypox on the gay community. We don't know in what ways these kinds of viruses are coming back into your own homes based on you don't know what your partner or whoever it is that you're dealing with, who they have had contact with.
What? You're on mute. Excuse me? It was on me.
So a lot of these married couples think that they're immune to all of this that's going on. Those are the main ones, other than same-sex couples, that's out here passing diseases. Because they're out here raw dogging these side chicks or whatever you want to call them, and then they're taking it back home.
Right.
So it's almost like you have to protect yourself even in that type of relationship or marriage.
Yeah.
Which is
a lot of people in marriages think that they good. Like, they don't have to, I've been married. I had a little drama in my marriage, but at the same time, married, long-term relationship, whatever, I still get tested regularly every 3 to 6 months, depending on how I'm feeling. But some people only get checked annually or not at all. Like, there was I think there was this video vixen. I don't know if she was a video vixen, but basically she was like well known with being with a lot of celebrities. She just came out that she has full-blown AIDS because she hadn't been tested in over 10 years. So they said that, it could have gotten caught at HIV status a long time ago, but she's waited so long without being tested that she has full-blown AIDS. She looks terrible, and she's been linked to a lot of celebrities. So ain't no telling who else got it in the industry from her, who gave it to her.
I just think that's another way of people putting out rumors, because I don't think that woman necessarily slept with all of those guys that she was pictured with. She was just in the industry, as far as a video vixen, and probably was in videos and just had a lot of pictures of celebrities that she, was had an encounter with. That's just a way of people, putting rumors and stuff out there about folks.
Just full body condom me.
Yeah, I think that even though it was on TV with the P-Valley, the recent episode where Little Murder took it in the rear, and he specifically said that he did not want Uncle Clifford to wear a condom. And so if you're sending out that kind of message, that's reckless, because we understand that Little Murder in the series does not want to be outed. So is he going to go and be with a woman? And then what signal are you sending out with this reckless sex? Because they were asking each other in the series, I don't know where you've been, and who you've been with. So that's monkeypox.
A mess. I don't think Lil Murda sleeps with women. I think he just trying to protect his image for his career, but I don't think he sleeps with women.
Oh, okay.
He basically said that whatever he's been doing, he's been protected, but he don't know if Uncle Cliff has been protected every time he's had sex.
Oh, Uncle Cliff. I said Clifford.
It's the same.
Yeah. So, I mean,
everybody don't watch this shit. And like Sweet Tea was saying, it's the image that they're portraying.
Right.
To even suggest, let's have unprotected sex.
Right.
Because you don't know who's watching this stuff. I don't watch that mess anymore because they're doing a little bit too much. But once again, would you all like to move on, or do you have anything else to add to this monkey mess?
I'm just pretty disgusted at this point. I'm good on that.
I was just going to say one thing. The young lady that went viral that lives in Marietta, for whatever reason, she was kind of smirking at the fact that she had all of these lesions all around her mouth. You know, and I'm just wanting to know what's supposed to be humorous about how you look. It's disgusting.
Well, sometimes people are nervous, and that's just their way. Some people, facial expressions kind of do those type of things when they're nervous, not consciously aware of what they're doing. It just comes off like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of monkeys, also there's been an increased amount of monkey attacks
In China.
in Japan.
In Japan.
In a city in Japan, there's been an increased amount of monkey attacks. And they're saying the monkeys are not able to be trapped or distracted with food. They want violence. They're attacking babies, children, and elderly. And people are trying to figure out what's going on with these damn monkeys and why they're choosing violence. They're trying to say it's an uprising like the Planet of the Apes. Did the monkeys have a conversation? Are the monkeys upset with humans?
It seems like that this is a rise of the monkeys. It is a time where they're fed up. You know, they're being accused of a lot of bullshit. They're just not having it anymore. And, you know, everyone is at risk.
Including that damn moth.
Enough of that monkey talk.
Shit.
Woo!
There's something else that's trending on social media, and this is Brittany Griner. And she is what you call it, WNBA? She's in the WNBA. And this woman is 6'9".
Oh my goodness.
She went to Russia, and when she was going through the airport, she had some contraband, which was a marijuana pen. It still had marijuana in it. And from what she said, she forgot.
Yeah.
That she. And mind you, she was in Moscow when this occurred. You cannot go to a foreign country and have any illegal contraband on you and think that you're going to get away with it. Because you're already noticeable. You're almost damn 10 feet tall going through a damn airport. So I'm sure some of you have read about this or seen this going on. What is your take about this Brittany Griner and what's going on with her currently?
Well, the only thing I believe I've noticed that she's in trial now, and
she was sentenced to 9 years today.
Oh, that she got sentenced to the 9 years. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, she pled guilty.
Wow.
I get it. I get that it's drugs, but Russia must be. I don't know nothing about the country. Is it a place that's just like big and hardcore on drugs?
I don't know anything about it.
Like, is Russia one of those big drug capitals or something? Because if it's less than a gram,
it's about their laws.
Brittany Griner.
That's what I'm trying to ask.
And see, what they're saying is that the Biden administration is trying to swap out prisoners because there's a guy in I think he's in Illinois or something. He was from Russia, and he was known as Merchant Death. He pretty much did bombs and all this kind of stuff, and so they got him, and so they're trying to swap her out for him. He got 25 years.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about you can swap out prisoners from the U.S. that was from Russia to get this girl, Brittany, back to the USA. I say let us stay over there a whole 9 years. Why are you messing with Russia?
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what they did.
No, they send bombs and shit like that.
I don't know nothing about it.
I think it's.
Go ahead, Tanya.
I'm sorry. I just think that it's too much for the amount of what they found. From what I'm understanding, a vape cartridge containing marijuana concentrate, hashish oil. I guess it has a little hash in it. But 9 years is excessive, and I think that it is race related. That's the first thing I would say.
They're trying to make an example out of her too, but other countries definitely have stricter drug laws than U.S. But at the same time, I think that's way too excessive. One of my YouTube followers said that he would rather get caught with 7 bricks in New York than a blunt in China. I think in some of those Asian countries, they can. I don't know if they could beat you to death. They could do something crazy if you're caught with marijuana or any drug.
Why so many foreigners try to go to the U.S. because this is known as the land of the free. Then a lot of countries you're not able to do or get away with a lot of things that they do here in America. You know, she messed up. You in Russia?
We have a few comments too. Rashonda said, "My heart hurts for her. It's all a setup."
How's it a setup when she knowingly put paraphernalia in her luggage?
And C9P said they don't like the U.S. right now with all that's going on with Ukraine and Russia. So they probably are targeting our people, especially being who she is.
She did it to herself.
That don't make no sense.
We have another comment that says Russia is a formal communist country.
That don't make no sense.
Well,
Like
this woman is almost 7 feet tall. You know, she could not even go into the airport without being noticed, let alone not knowing that you had some contraband in your luggage.
one of my comments says that I guess he's talking about China. They'll give you 10 years just for protesting the government. I don't know if he's talking about China or Russia, but yeah, there's some countries that just do not play. Oh, it's a former communist country. Yeah. Russia ain't. Oh, somebody said it's not former, it's current communist, but they put a laughing emoji. So yeah, I guess they still run it like a communist country.
Okay, can you explain to us what that means in layman terms?
Shoot, they run shit. It's not a democracy like how we get to vote and stuff. They just tell you how it's gonna be.
For her to admit her guilt, that's all they needed to know. You know, she probably didn't even have a lawyer present or anything. She just admitted fault. Because, you know, you would think that it would take a while before, you know, if you go to trial, you found guilty, and it takes a while before you found guilty and you sentenced. She
says that she was not offered an explanation of her rights or access to lawyers while being instructed to sign documents. She says nobody explained anything to her.
Girl, please. I think my little grandson would know his rights.
But you're saying just be based on watching
Just accidentally put in her
just
luggage.
based on watching some movies that we see with people overseas. Because when it comes to the police and their laws and stuff, they will just lock you up and not explain anything to you. So,
but by her being a U.S. citizen, she knows how the laws are here. She knows that you're not guilty until found guilty.
She's not in the U.S. though.
I know, but what I'm saying is that she knows the laws. So what she's saying that they did not read her rights. She did not know you're not supposed to sign such and such. Those are just common things that you automatically know being a U.S. citizen.
I'm sorry. They says a day before Griner testified, her defense team focused their angle on how cannabis has municipal use. However, they still emphasized that Griner had no criminal intent and accidentally put it in her luggage while packing in a rush. And that explanation may not have much bearing in Russian court. So
it is not that deep to me. I could see if she had a amount that looked like she was trying to smuggle in something to sell. It's a pen that barely had anything in it. Like I definitely feel like it's, you know, a message to American government. And like, you know, of course we Boosie is the last person that you would get any type of political advice from. But like he was saying earlier on his page, if it was somebody like Taylor Swift or something, America would be over there cutting up to get her back. But because it's a black woman, it's like, oh yeah, we're doing all we can, but ain't nothing happening.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that's excessive. That's an excessive amount of time for something that small. That is really too much time. 9 years?
Absolutely not.
In a foreign country where you don't know nobody, you don't know the language, you don't have, that's no.
I think she's married to a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's excessive. That's absolutely unacceptable.
I have a comment that says Trump got ASAP Rocky out of Sweden. He did.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying if Trump was in office, he would have got handled already. But Trump is in cahoots with them folks in Russia, ain't he? Ain't he cool with them?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, ladies, I wanted to get some of the serious conversation and topics out of the way, because those things have been trending on social media, and it wouldn't be right if the ladies here at Table Talk Thursday didn't talk about it. So I'm going to move on to some other things if you all ready to move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I have a bone to pick with my daughter.
Oh, wow.
This one here. Because as you all know, I am a single, beautiful lady. Not talking about physically, but kind-hearted person. And I feel like I deserve the best when it comes to what I'm looking for in a mate. And it seems like they just be trying to throw me off on anybody, Asha and Janae, and here in the powder room and the people over here listening. Why can't the few years, I ain't gonna say, wait a minute, are you kidding me? I just corrected myself, okay? For this next 60 years that I have on this earth, why can't I be happy? Why can't I have someone that I want to look at and salivate when I see this man walk in the room?
I ain't never.
Excuse me?
Did you put me in the category of people that say you shouldn't have that?
No.
Oh.
No, I was just letting you all know that this is what I'm dealing with.
Oh, okay.
Oh, girl. I'm not going to even respond yet. What you going to do about this?
Well, go ahead, Asha, my niece.
Who is that? Somebody trying to join the Zoom?
No, go ahead, Asha.
Oh. I feel like you should be able to have what you want, but at the same time, you call me picky. I think you got me beat when it comes to being picky. And also, I always try to ask you, what is your type? Because we point out different gentlemen if we're out and about or whatever. You like, So I'm like, okay, what is the type? And then you say you don't have a type, but you have to have something that's not clicking with the guys that we're pointing out. So I would like to know. You don't have to say it publicly, but I would like to know what your type is so that when I see it, I can be like, oh, that's Auntie Shonda, Cleopatra. I don't know. So it's almost like pointing somebody out that's a nice looking gentleman. In my opinion, it kind of comes off like it's offensive because when you look at it, you like, And I don't like being offended when people say, oh yeah, that look like that'll be good for you, Asha. And then I look and I'm like, you think that's my type? So I feel like you should be a little bit more open to us about what it is that would be something that you would like so that people can stop suggesting other things. We're not clear on what you want.
Well, ladies, time is winding down and we're going to click back in and hopefully we have a better reception. But while we wait on this time to subside, let me say this to you, Asha. Please don't put me in a category as being worse than you because a zodiac sign does not faze me. This man can be a Aquarius, Capricorn, Pisces, Taurus. It doesn't matter to me. You have a fixation on saying that this man cannot be a Capricorn. See, we're in 2 different leagues here, baby. But let's log off and come back on and we continue this.
All right.
No, you playing.
Please. Y'all have to know that Cleopatra, aka my auntie Shonda, she says that I'm more picky than her. Yes. I have had so many experiences with certain, I ain't gonna say so many, but I've had enough experiences with certain zodiac signs that I know we're simply just not compatible. It ain't no sense of me even trying it. But I will say, if I was to meet someone and we just so happen to align and we vibe and the values align and the things that we want to do and everything checks off, I'm not going to shoo away a good man based on his zodiac sign. I'm definitely not going to do that. But when it comes to me knowing what the sign is and I see certain red flags that remind me of some other stuff, ain't no sense of wasting my damn time. But she's just as picky as me. Don't let her fool you.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. I don't know why my screen is blurry here, but thanks for hanging in there.
Yeah. Hear voices. But,
I was still talking about you when we clicked off. I was telling my followers that you are picky too.
You are picky too. Yeah, so you on your phone. Does TT phone have the same in and out as yours does when it comes to having to mute us?
I don't know.
This is my line that I'm on your Zoom with. Is it?
okay.
Is it choppy?
Yeah, I've been muting it while we've been going through it, but okay, it's okay.
But like I was saying, I just wanted her to know. Did you all share this live?
I'm on all my phones right now.
I just want her to know I still have life in me. And I'm not at that age where a lot of men my age are at retirement age.
Who's her?
You. A lot of men my age are at retirement ages. So they are pretty much content with their life being the way it is. You know?
My hand is raised.
Yeah, he doesn't have
First of all,
Zoom
let me
on his
explain
phone.
something to you.
Down.
What
So
Mama
I
don't
put it
understand, what
shared it on my phone.
Cleopatra doesn't understand is when I'm giving feedback, I'm not trying to set you up with anybody that's just any old body. I definitely agree that you should have somebody that you are able to salivate at. That's important. That's important. That's important. But they can know that you're interested. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's important. But I also feel, like Asha said, there's nothing wrong with being a little bit more open-minded when it comes to different people that may show you interest. I know that you have, people who seem like they have it going on in a sense of they're pretty established. They have an understanding of what they want, what they're looking for, all of those types of qualities, which are great qualities. And you group people out based on things like that. Based off what? Just simple things like they set in their ways, they're a certain age. Well, you don't even really know that. You're assuming.
I do know that based on life experiences.
But that's where it comes into play where I say you can be a little bit more open-minded with it, allowing people into your space because you be a little closed too.
Allowing someone into my space is wasting time.
The same thing you just said is how I feel about Capricorns. With life experience, I have realized that they ain't for me.
That's different. I'm not gonna ask somebody what's their zodiac sign and then they say Capricorn. Never mind.
But you asking them, oh, you retirement age? Oh, nope, your ass gonna be sitting on the porch. You ain't gonna want to do nothing. That's the same thing.
This is not something I'm saying that they're gonna be sitting on the porch. This is something that was told to me. I'm not saying all men are like this, but what I'm saying is that most men that are my age, that are in retirement ages, they are already content with what they want to do, what direction they want to go in, and all they want to do is drag you along with them, and you're going to get in where you fit in. Because if you go over to their house, you cannot move anything without them noticing it being moved. That ain't just that. Let me ask Sweet Tea, because we're relatable here when it comes to that. She's not on your team. I'm not saying she's on my team, but Sweet Tea, can you please, Susie, let people know, when you go over to an older gentleman's house, you cannot move shit without him knowing it's been moved.
Yeah, they're definitely set in their ways. They're used to being alone in a lot of times. And they may not even be ready to have a woman in their space because they're so anal about everything. Everything has its place. And true enough, if you picked up anything, they're going to know that it was moved. They're going to know that it's missing. And they may not even allow you to, if you're even thinking about moving in, they're not going to allow you to do that. So it's almost like nowadays people are, they have a right to have exactly what they want, who they want, and it doesn't matter, how superficial it may sound to somebody else. If you're looking at physical attributes nowadays in 2022, make sure you have exactly what you're looking for and exactly what you want. And for me, if I don't get a tingled sensation, if I don't find you appealing in the way that I want you to be, then I don't have time for it.
My hand is raised. I completely understand where you're coming from. And like I mentioned, I definitely think that the tingle, the butterflies.
Yeah.
It should be. You should have that. Everyone has a right to be with someone they're attracted with. What I am saying is, y'all are putting this stigma on retirement age, or this is how they're going to be because they're this age. I notice things missing at my age that are out of place. I notice how things are shifted on my counter if I want it to be a certain way. I notice when dishes are put up in the rack and I want them put up in the dishwasher because that's how I see that I want my things ran. So that ain't got nothing to do with age. And I feel excuse me. I feel that you dismissed a lot of people based on your perception and what you assume that it would be like before you even get a chance to get up in there. Because some of the things that you may say when it comes to the way they dress, the way they act, the way they talk, you haven't even introduced yourself to them or tried to introduce them stepping outside of that box to even know whether or not they would move. You're assuming that without even saying, hey, let's try going this place. Hey, let's try taking this walk. You're assuming all of that. So
I'm not attracted to men that wear Easter colors. I'm not attracted to men that wear loud colors.
Get her, Asha. I see you.
And I am.
Mama like them jive ass turkeys.
Yeah, I like fly guys.
I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, I love that.
I was gonna say the same thing that Jay said when it comes to, that's not just retirement age. That's just grown men. A lot of grown men. I'm talking about, that's a grown man thing that they like their place a certain way. They're particular. They all are set in their ways. It's just a matter of, what they're willing to be open-minded with. Like everybody is set in their ways. We have certain things that we want that we would have to compromise on a little bit in order to have a successful relationship. Like not compromising yourself and your values and those type of things, but it might be, I don't like sleeping with fans on, but my man might. So I might have to just get used to sleeping under the damn sheet or whatever I need to do. But as far as the, the style, there's a lot of nice looking older men that know how to dress, that like to travel, that like to do new things. So is it a particular thing as far as you're grouping in all men of retirement age? Or are you saying that all men who don't match your style and your lifestyle desires?
What I'm saying is that these are the type of men that she would like to see me with. Retired age men. I'm not saying that that's something that I'm attracted to.
What are you attracted to?
I'm attracted to a man that still has some life in his bone, some life in his body to live. I'm attracted to a man that can pick me up, not a man that can damn knees and stuff hurt.
Shit, my knees hurt. I just turned 34 last week. My knees been hurting every day since I turned 34.
I know he can't have all of this. She keep on talking about some she. I've never even said that. Like I said, I see certain men that, like you said, Asha, it was somebody that I saw before, and I'm like, okay, let me pick my man. That's what I'm saying. Excuse me. I saw a man before, and I'm like, okay, he's attractive. He's to you.
See, and that's what I mean. But you see how she is with me? That's the same way she is when it comes to the men. Before they can even get to the next qualification or the next quality is a.
See, this is Shonda. This is Shonda. Where's Sean at? The soft, nice, dainty, feminine. I thought you were gonna bring some coke.
I asked you, did you want
I
coke?
didn't hear you.
There is no Sean. That person does not exist. She's definitely a person of someone's figment imagination. That person does not exist. This is me. I know who I want. Sean, I'm the type of person.
What?
I'm the type
I
of
thought you were
person.
gonna give me both.
I'm not gonna waste your time if I'm not interested. Period.
Well, that's what I say.
Not interested.
Based on some of the shit they say.
I like to sit on the porch.
I like to sit on
Me too. I was sitting on the porch earlier.
I didn't tell you you had to sit on the porch. He telling you what he likes to do. He asked me would I like to come over and sit on the porch, drink some coffee. That sounds like a nice vibe to me. I'm not ready to vibe out like that. No.
So you trying to be in them streets? What's your idea of a?
In the streets. I enjoy listening to jazz. I enjoy having a nice glass of wine.
I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm gonna interrupt you.
Ask me a question.
I'm gonna interrupt you. Cause if it was a fine ass man that you was interested in, your ass would be right over there on that porch sipping on that damn coffee, looking at your eye candy.
Probably.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes. Because he said that he likes to sit on the porch then. Because you think nothing wrong with something. Okay, let me explain. You don't like a man. Let me explain something to you, that too. But let me explain something to you. Certain men are in their ways about certain things. Okay, just because you don't eat after 5 and you say we can still go out to eat, I don't need you sitting across the table watching me eat.
What if
I don't need
it?
you sitting across the table watching me eat.
What if it was a health conscious, big old fine man and he got abs, he still works out and stuff, and he said the same thing? I don't eat after 5, baby.
You don't have to be doing it.
But
I'm watching for.
exactly. So different men get different results. That's what it boiled down to.
No, it just seems like they're trying to paint a picture, Cleopatra, that you may be being a bit unrealistic. It seems like they're trying to paint that picture about you having, unrealistic standards.
No, I don't think so, because my thing is I've been there, done that. I date men my age, around my age, or a little older than me. And a couple of these guys all had the same traits.
Uh-huh.
Like them
So I know what
Capricorns.
I'm talking about. This is called life experience. So I know who I was dealing with. It's almost like they get this fine chocolate and they want to conform me to be what they want me to be.
Do they want you to wear dresses below the knees?
No, they buy particular things that they want to see me in.
So what is your experience with dating younger, attractive men?
They just have a little bit more energy. I like energetic men. I like men that I can still go out in the park with and run and play and throw the football, throw the frisbee, lay there and have a picnic, have a nice conversation. Don't have to worry about this person complaining about his damn knees, his back. We both can't be damn complaining about our knees and our back.
So if he's 62 and he's fit and he's athletic and he's watching what he eats,
he's 62.
I mean, these 62 nowadays and beyond are taking care of themselves. They're fit. They're watching what they eat. They're exercising.
So what's your age range?
I've never dated a man 62. I don't know.
What's your dating age range?
How old is our oldest brother?
47.
Mm-hmm. Probably about 48, 49.
To what?
57 for date.
Oh my goodness.
So the things that you're saying that you want this man to do, are you doing now? Are you going to the park and jogging and doing picnics and throwing the football around and stuff? I'm not being funny. I'm saying it.
Yes.
Because I'm not trying to be funny. I'm really saying like the things that we start because I noticed that about me too. It's certain things that we think about that we want to do when we have our men, and we have to ask ourselves, are we doing those things currently? Like not putting ourselves on hold, waiting for that partner to be in our lives to start doing.
But Asha, you already know that about me. You know that I'm energetic. You know that I like to go out in the park and run and play with my grandsons and, you know, do little stuff like that. Do little silly fun things.
And that's interesting, Cleopatra, because I have not ever dated anyone between 49 and 58. I've always have dated older men.
I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to throw you people. How I get in it. No, but you were trying to tell me who I should be dating. How do I do that? What age range I should
57.
be dating. Anyway, how and when did I do that? I can't pinpoint when, where, how. It just happened.
I'll show you
And
all
that
my
may be
screen.
another one of the assumptions that you made based on the conversation.
Please. Anyway, how's your love life?
Excuse me.
Should they call in on Zoom? Give them the Zoom link.
Did you laugh?
Yeah, it was a funny segue. Shit.
Give them the.
How's my love life? How things going?
It's fabulous. Fabulous. You know, dates on dates with myself. I date me daily on a day.
All of us need some male energy.
Absolutely. I've been desiring male energy lately.
But like I said, my thing is, I am the type of person, I am not going to waste your time. I get invited out to dinner. I get invited out on dates.
Yes,
But if
ma'am.
I am not physically attracted, I'm not going out to dinner with you, baby. No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that because, you know, that's something that you have to stomach in a lot of ways, you know, and like you've always said, if you're not interested, you're not going to accept a date to sit across the table. And I could respect that because a lot of women, and I don't know if it's an age thing or if it's just something women do, will take a guy up on that dinner date off, even if they're not interested.
I still want to get to the bottom of what Cleopatra's type is. Can we go through a list? Do you prefer bald, fades, hair, braids, locks, all of the above?
That's fine.
Do you have a skin tone preference? Light skin, brown skin, dark skin?
No, I think it's more so the age that she's focused on because she's talking about the retirement age versus what she feels that I want to see her with versus what she likes. Since that seems to be the thing. So I think more so the youthfulness, the energetic, the playful.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me explain something to you. It's not necessarily about how this person looks. There has to be some type of physical attraction. It does not have to be, let me take that back. It doesn't have to be a physical attraction. It has to be some type of mental attraction. You know, because I've gone out with, you know, a guy, which you all know, that initially there was no physical attraction, but the way this person treated me, I changed my mind.
What made you get to the point that you got past the physical attraction or lack thereof for him to even have an opportunity for a date? How did that happen?
I was trying to figure out how he got that too. Because it was his approach. It's how he approached me. He approached me with confidence. Because you can have a man that's attractive, but if he does not have that confidence in himself, that takes away all of that.
True.
So a man, you know, to someone else, he may not be physically attractive, but it's just something about how that man treats you and how that man makes you feel that makes you overlook all of those things.
So
It's not about it no more.
what would be your love language? Is it acts of service?
It's gifts and probably physical touch.
I knew gifts was it.
I'm taking notes. You gonna set her up?
No, I love she knows exactly who she wants. I don't think anyone in this circle can set up anyone because, you know, everyone has their preferences. I know what I like, and I know Asha may not necessarily agree with who it is that I like.
And it's not about anything other than the standard of in which you're treated. All the other stuff, age, physical connection, I just want to make sure that you're treated the best. Yeah. That's my only issue with anybody.
Right. And I know that sometimes it's kind of awkward for daughters to want to see their moms with, the best. But as women, because us mothers, we're women and we have our own way of moving, when it comes to who we like and, who we want to give our time to. So that's a pretty awkward situation.
Is that a nice way of saying mind your business?
Yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of like one of those things as a woman, because we all women, but we're moms. So, you want to carry yourself with respect and say, okay, I know there's certain things I don't need to do or to show because, we're supposed to be examples. But at the same time, as a woman, you know what you want and what you don't want.
I don't mind my business.
Because, sweetie, for me, at this age, it's mostly about how this person treats me.
Right. That part.
I don't care nothing about what he did with this person in his past. It's about how he treats me. Yeah, because men go through this caterpillar stage where they shed their skin and they become this person that they're supposed to be.
That sounds like a damn snake.
Hello?
Nothing.
I'm just saying, just like Steve Harvey, and I like bringing him into the mix. He went through all of that shit he went through with those other women. Now he is the man that all of them other women wish they had. But it wasn't their time.
If you saw a Steve Harvey looking man.
What all those women wanted.
My hand is raised. I have a question and I have a comment. Are you attracted to Steve Harvey?
That's my second question.
Steve Harvey is not between 49 and 57.
But Steve Harvey, like I said, I took that out the equation. What I said it's all about how a person treats you and how that person makes you feel.
And before Marjorie, he had them jive ass suits on and them Easter colors.
That's what I just said. I said those women got what Marjorie got now is what those women wanted.
Drop the mic, Jay, because I think you know what to say now, right? I said, drop the mic because I think you know what to say to that, right? If you're saying that those women got that version of Steve, that's what Marjorie came in with. And then Steve has transformed to the sexy, stylish, multimillionaire that he is now, well-traveled. So you're closing off the opportunity to even meet these guys.
I just said what I don't want.
You want to meet Steve.
Yeah.
You don't want to meet Mr. Harvey from back in the day.
Exactly.
I would have met Steve back in the day when I was back in the day too. I'm not back in the damn day too. I'm right here.
I get what you're saying.
I'm right here with Steve now.
I get what you're saying, but all I'm saying in all of that is I don't want you to discount the people who are genuinely being nice, the people who are genuinely trying to provide and offer you the things that you would like to have and that you deserve and that you desire. Those type of things that you genuinely need from a man to support and to provide in a space that is masculine and mature. I don't want you to discount all of those possibilities just by settling with this right here, because I'm saying with settling with what this right here looks like, because sometimes this right here, what that's looking like, ain't talking about what you actually. Let me finish. I don't think I know that. What I would like to see and think that you deserve and should be treated. But I think that goes back, this is where my comment comes in. Goes back to what Sweet Tea said. I guess this is the space where I have to just respect you as a grown woman and take the separation out of it as me looking at wanting the best for my mother.
You can always want the best.
Wanting the best for my mother.
Go ahead.
See? That's what I'm right there. Wanting the best for my mother as in being treated like a queen and treated like a grown woman versus treated like
ain't no verses.
It is
There's no verses.
Jay, let's start let's start a support group. Let's start a support group for grown adult women who want their mothers to date a certain way and we get told to mind our own damn business. We're gonna have to find a way.
Okay, you're good, sweetie. That's admirable to say that to want the respect. I want to say one thing before we move on.
Let me tell you how your love life is.
See, you be deflecting, mama.
Let me.
We can all give each other advice on dating.
I receive advice. I'm not gonna rile up and get cut up and get upset about it. I'm just gonna.
I'm saying to you is that you should embrace all of those things that you say you don't want and allow what you think you want to come on in.
I've been asking you the same thing all night.
From life experience, the same. I have more experience than her.
But what is it? Why would it matter how many years of experience do I have to know what I don't want? Do I have to go through 40 years of dating to be like, okay, I done been through it. Now I know I don't fuck with them type of niggas. No, I'm learning from the experiences that I've had so far in my short amount of dating. I've been dating, basically since I was 16. So almost 20 years. That's enough for me to know certain things. I'm really not as picky as people think I am. There are certain things that I know I don't like, but I ain't that picky.
Wait a minute, Asha. We have a guest on the line. I'm sorry, they're so rude. Welcome to the table. You have a question or comment?
Is he on here? Or is she?
No, I'm just listening in at this time. I'm just cooking, just trying to hear perspective.
Oh, that's my Facebook friend. Hey.
Hear women's perspectives of things. So I'm just listening in for that.
Okay. I wanted to say something.
If you want me to answer any questions, I'll definitely do that. But I'm just listening for now. Cooking dinner.
Okay.
You will.
Okay.
Okay, because let me just say this. I'm not getting riled up. You already know that's just how I am.
Oh.
My thing is this. And I'm not just talking about me because I don't have a list.
But maybe you should get one.
What I do want.
Maybe you should get one.
You have a long list starting with a damn zodiac sign.
No, my zodiac sign is not even on my list. I have my list has specific things when it comes to character and a few physical things. My outlining experiences have shown me that I'm not very compatible with Capricorn men, but that's not on my list. So if I meet a good man that has the qualities and our values align and we want the same things in life, I'm not going to be like, well, it's been real, bro, but you're a Capricorn, so I can't go no further with you. I'm just saying that I have experienced that. And so when I do see Capricorn on men's profiles, yeah, I usually swipe the other way. But if I so happen to met somebody and they happen to be a Capricorn, I'm not going to diss them because of that. Yes.
My hand is raised.
Yes.
Hand is raised.
Yes.
Honestly, if you met somebody and you knew that he had very nice qualities, but you learned that he was a Capricorn, you would definitely dismiss him, Asha.
No, I would not. If he had, I have given chances to guys that I know that I'm not compatible with their zodiac sign, but they have. That's the reason why I know that it's not compatible, because I've given them chances after I've already known that. But if he said he stay away from Sagittarius. But no, if there was if I happened to meet a man and they were good, like, yeah, it would probably subconsciously be an initial turnoff. Just like when I be on iPhone and I text somebody and they fucking bubble turn green, it's not a deal breaker, but it is a turnoff for me. I don't know what it is. It's just like, damn, I can't FaceTime. You want me to download WhatsApp? It's irritating, but it's not a deal breaker. Capricorn, no, I'm not going to seek out a Capricorn, but if I meet one somewhere in public, we meet and we vibe, we have an initial attraction, we have great conversation, everything else aligns. I'm not going to be like, oh, no.
That's still in the back of your mind that he's a Capricorn, and you may sabotage their relationship based on the fact that he's a Capricorn.
No, I ain't that far gone, y'all.
Focus on nobody's zodiac sign.
But that
equated my bad relationship versus my good relations based on that person's zodiac sign.
But you're saying that as if
it's not a physical thing anymore.
I feel that everybody still has their own things of deal breakers based on their own relationships and their own scenarios that they just say, I'm not
right.
interested in that particular.
You don't date men that have pastel suits.
Adrian.
Adrian, you said you have an issue with a Sagittarius. Why is that?
Like based off of past experience.
Exactly.
Hold on, let me get my other earphone. The mother of my child, one of my children, is a Sagittarius, and I don't know. Most Sagittarius women that I've dealt with, they have that same similar trait. And my father's a Sagittarius, and my child is a Sagittarius, so I have quite a bit of experience with Sagittarius. And they all have what is it? They all have this thing where they feel like they're the boss, and I'm a Gemini, so it's hard to boss me around. I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna boss me.
Oh my goodness.
And
Something it's but I notice when it comes to certain zodiac signs, I can tell certain traits that they have and whether or not I would possibly be compatible with them. I've never really paid that attention. Just the similarities in them, but I haven't dated the same zodiac.
Sagittarius are fire signs. And most fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo, they all like to be the head of the pack. They like to run things. They like things to go their way. It's kind of their way or the highway. And I don't have no problem taking the highway because I don't like that. So
yep. And I'm a Leo sun. I'm a Leo sun, Sagittarius moon, and a Leo rising.
Yeah, so she's running the whole show.
So you all would not be compatible based on that.
I've never even dated a Gemini.
Out of all of the fire signs, I've had my best experiences with Leos. Leo women, they're aggressive and they're very assertive in what they want, but they are also they still have their their feminine side to them as well. Like they want to be in charge. At least they want to feel like they're in charge, but they're willing to they're willing to be submissive to the right person. I don't mind Leos. Sagittarius is I'm pretty much outside of a physical relationship. It's not gonna happen.
I have a question for you. First, how did you hear about the show? How did you get here?
I followed the young lady.
We're Facebook friends, Asha. You probably don't know how to pronounce my name.
Okay.
I don't even know her real name.
Okay. Okay, so what's your relationship status, Mr. Adrian?
I am in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for 5 years.
What's her zodiac sign?
I follow her too.
That they were a Sagittarius, that would be a complete deal breaker based on that.
It wouldn't be a complete deal breaker, but you already have a preconceived notion in the back of your mind, and it's kind of bad. Like it's kind of like how I would feel if I was to ever, and I would never, but if I was to ever date a white, I would have a preconceived notion in the back of my mind on how I would expect her to behave. And once she falls into those, get some water until you get some dinner. Once she falls into those behavior structures, it's everybody doesn't particularly act according to every single zodiac, but for some weird reason, we kind of act according to the season that we're born in.
Okay. Thank you.
Sweet Tea, you got something?
I wanted to add back to Steve Harvey when I like to talk about the fact that he said when he met Marjorie, she was already happy. And he said that there's only one woman that a man would change for, and that's that one woman. And so, he pretty much got rid of his black book and, she opened him up to a life that he knew nothing about. He said he hadn't ever been as far as Vegas, but she opened him up in terms of his travel interests. And in a lot of ways, she made him a better man, but the fact that she was already happy goes to the fact that a lot of us think that you're going to get in a relationship and instantly you're going to be more happier, things are going to be so much better. No one can make your sad ass happy if you just want to be miserable. So, you have to be able to get into a place where you're healing or you're healed, or that you're at least addressing some of these childhood traumas and some of these things that make you unhappy and make you sad, because that is not the responsibility of anyone. So when he met Marjorie, that was a burden lifted from all of the other stuff that he had to deal with his previous relationships. He didn't have to try to make her happy.
And then one thing about Marjorie is that she set boundaries. She knew what it was that she was not going to accept. Steve Harvey thought that he was going to treat her just like he treated everyone else, but she gave him an ultimatum. Basically, she said, "Let me know, call me when you're ready, and if I'm still available, we can talk." So sometimes in these relationships, especially when that person is not giving you what you want, you may have to set what are these boundaries? You may have to set boundaries or make ultimatums. You may have to set ultimatums. Other than that, what is going to change?
My hand's raised. I agree with setting boundaries. I don't really agree with the ultimatum thing these days. I feel that when it comes to like the Marjorie Steve Harvey situation, she was, like you said, Sweetie, she was already in a place in her life where she was headed, whatever she was doing, she had a direction. She was good without Steve.
Right.
So when Steve came along, she required him to meet her where she was versus her conforming to any of his habits. That's where the boundaries came in. But I don't want to have to give anyone an ultimatum these days. I've done that before, and to me, thinking about it now, it doesn't sit right with my spirit, because I'm not the type of person today. I'm not giving you no ultimatum. You should know what you want. You should know if you're wanting to work for what you want, and you should know whether or not you're willing to work within those boundaries that we set for our relationship. But to choose me or do this or this,
she just probably felt like that's something she needed to do to let him know how serious she was. And he made that decision right then because he broke his phone up.
I think it was more so a boundary, not a you can be with them or me, but more so I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. And when you're ready, you can meet me where I am, but I'm leaving.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
He knew what he was losing.
So you basically saying the guy that you would accept has to already be the type of molded man that Steve Harvey is now, not the one that still needs a little bit more polishing.
At this particular age in my life, I'm not trying to groom anyone to be what I want him to be. He has to be already fully there somewhat. I'm not saying I'm going to get everything I want, because that's not being realistic. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that what all of us have already said, you want somebody to come into the relationship already happy, not looking for you to make them happy.
Yeah. And then I think that I think a lot of times in relationships too, that people are so much into trying to control each other that it's almost like what we're saying now: get you some business, have you something that you're doing, whether that's a hobby, an interest, something that you're passionate about, something that you love doing, so that when you do come together with your partner and your mate, you all will be happy to see each other. You're not sitting around looking at each other's faces like, what do you have going on? No, people like for you to have your own business going on.
Mm-hmm. Which you should.
You should, but it's easier said than done. I was definitely there before, where I feel that I had my own business, but I didn't keep my own business once I got with dating this person.
Yeah.
His business has to be mine, and I'm just going with the flow of your day, whatever that looks like, versus me continuing to mind my own business while dating you.
Yeah, I've done that too, Janae. So yeah. Hello.
And you said that men need boundaries too. In what aspect?
I feel like men need to be told kind of what to do. And I know a lot, I've heard a lot of women say that sometimes they feel like we should know, and we don't know.
Exactly.
We really don't know. Like, women are born with a gift of intuition. It may not be exact all the time, but there's just something in a woman that allows her to know just things that men, we're just oblivious to. And even if we do know, we don't know how to address it. So a lot of times even in my household, maybe I may have made my woman upset. And instead of, I know that she's upset with me. And instead of maybe comforting her or consoling her at that moment, because I know that she's upset, that makes me not want to even be in the same room with her because she's upset. And it could prolong what the issue is instead of addressing the situation head on, I guess. Like, I don't know, it's things that we really don't know.
Adrian, we're running out of time. If you don't mind, would you come back in and continue the conversation?
It's the same like the law.
I wonder. Okay. All right, y'all. We still back live. We got probably one more segment we're gonna do. Yeah, he said we've complicated when I guess it's saying when did relationships get so, or relationships are so complicated these days. What happened to I want to be with you forever and you want to be with me forever? Most of these relationships people are in are out of convenience. They are not truly in love with each other. Big facts.
That's true.
They want roommates. They want help. They want therapists.
They're looking for a come up, but they don't want to be totally involved. They're coming half-ass.
I can't wait to take this head wrap off, y'all. I got my hair done up under this, and it's too tight.
I'm on date, honey. You asked me, do I know how to date? Do you know how to date? I sure do. How? I know how to be submissive as well. I know how to date.
How you get to the date if you lose the interest before y'all even say hi?
How do I get to the date if I've lost interest?
Hello.
What you say, Fifi?
I just said hello. We're live.
Because when I be trying to have conversations with Mama on topics like this, when I try to have conversations with Cleopatra or Sean,
oh, I hate that.
Sean, please, like this, it's like she don't be hearing me. It's like she got a tunnel vision of what she thinks, what she feels, what she believes, how she acts, and what everybody else says is kind of just bouncing off the wall. And that's how I feel like she be in these relationships or these dating scenarios.
My man treat me like a queen.
Yes. Y'all feel me? Y'all ain't trying to say y'all feel me, but I know y'all feel me.
No, I feel you, because I'm like, if you are showing resistance from receiving what we're saying, is that the same resistance that you have in your dating life?
If you have a resistance, yes, Asha.
No, it's not.
Yes.
You said you had a question for him.
Yeah, I do have a question for him.
Welcome back, Adrian.
Yes,
we have a question for you. But did you finish saying what you were saying?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Just men need a lot of men need direction, and except for the men who are so focused on a direction already, it probably could be perceived as a turnoff to a lot of women, because you might feel like he doesn't have enough time for you and for your needs because he's already so focused in the direction that he's already headed.
Right. So where is the line or the boundary drawn when it comes to you, when it comes to being told what to do? Because I know you originally mentioned you clash with Sagittarius women because they tell you what to do and you're not going to be told, or you're not going to agree, and you're not going to have that. So how is it that women can tell you what you need to do and you receive it?
I don't know. It's kind of within the tone. I don't know. It's kind of difficult. Yeah,
so you're okay with them telling you? It sounds like you're okay with them telling you what they need. but not them telling you what you need to do. So if they tell you what your needs are, and then you kind of figure out where to go from there. Oh, I was saying it's
breaking up. I couldn't hear you.
Okay. I was saying it sounds like you are okay with receiving basically what their needs are, like them expressing to you what their needs are, but you don't want someone to tell you what you need to be doing. You just need to hear what the needs are and then take it from there. Is that what you mean?
No, it's not so much like, it's not really even, it's not black and white. Like, me personally, I guess I can speak for me personally. Like, I don't know. I could receive direction pretty well if I know that it's not coming from, I guess, a malicious, like coming from hate. Like, I don't mind, like, if you ask me to do the dishes, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, I gotta do the dishes. Like, I can, it's more so being asked to do something versus being told what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
More so.
Right. Now I know you
ask for me to do this rather than telling me to do something.
Telling you to do. Now I know you mentioned that sometimes if your lady friend is sitting somewhere because you believe that she's upset or she's angry, do you take the responsibility and the accountability for anything that you know has come out of your mouth that you may have said that has caused her to be that way? How much of this is self-accountability that needs to be understood? That she doesn't automatically get upset for no reason. Do you take accountability for your actions?
Absolutely. I probably overcompensate for, like, I probably blame my natural rebellious nature has caused me to be in trouble quite often in my lifetime. So naturally, I feel like everything is my fault. Anything that goes wrong is kind of like I take responsibility for things that may not even be my fault. But it's both like I look at myself first when anything goes wrong. Like, what did I do wrong? Because I figure, like, I'm the weird here. So I always think about what I did first. Okay. And then I like to discuss what I did with somebody outside of who the situation is going on with to see how crazy I am. It's not that I'm trying to tell the business of what I'm going through. It's because I know that I process things a little different from most people. So I try to present my scenario to another person to try to see if I'm thinking way left or if it's, indeed me. So I don't mind taking responsibility. Like, as a black man, you have to learn how to take responsibility for your actions. My father always told me you don't have control of anything else in life except for yourself. A lot of black men take accountability for what you do.
Right, and a lot of black men do not do that. They don't take accountability. They shift the blame.
I don't feel they know how, sweet tea. I don't feel they know that healthy way to. I'm not a man, but from my opinion and my perspective, I don't feel they know the healthy way to communicate how they feel, how they need to express that without feeling blame or without feeling guilt, without feeling disrespected.
I was going to ask.
Absolutely.
The ego of not wanting to be wrong. Or men's ego is a terrible thing a lot of times, and it can be used in a lot of negative ways a lot of times. So I feel like a lot of miscommunication comes from a man's ego.
But Adrian, have you always been this way, or has this happened over time as far as the way you think now?
I don't know. I've had a lot of men in my life. My grandfather was married to my grandmother my whole life. I've had my father in my life. My mother married another man. I've had him in my life my whole time. So, I've always had, have access to older men and being able to, watch them as a child or even watch them as a young adult. I don't know, my communication, I don't know. I'm I'm a Gemini, so I think my thing is communication. So I've always tried to work on communicating because I feel misunderstood in a lot of situations. So I try to listen more than I talk. That's why I just got on here, just listen, just to see. But I'm willing to, give my opinion, but I'm more about listening. I don't know. It's not about me. It's more about what's being said.
We appreciate you joining.
I was gonna ask one more question.
Being here.
I was gonna ask one more question. When you say you basically like seek counsel from someone, do you have like one particular go-to person that you talk to get their perspective on the situation, or do you like have a circle of people that you connect with during those times?
Honestly, I rather like sometimes there's people that I work with. I rather present my issue to somebody who I don't have a personal relationship with, because I don't want them to have a biased opinion of the situation based on their relationship with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather have an opinion of somebody who's completely unrelated to the situation, or maybe even unrelated to me, so that way they're not trying to take my side. I don't want a biased opinion about what I'm going through.
That makes sense.
But I have a best friend, one male friend. I have my father. I can always talk to my mom. I could always talk to my lady.
That's beautiful. How old are you, Adrian?
34.
Okay, you've been in a relationship for 5 years. How did you know that you were ready to settle down? You don't mind me asking you business.
I didn't. But I feel like it was good. I felt out of the women that I was dealing with at the time, this was my best option. She was eating cleaner than the other women. She was more focused than the other women. She seemed to be more, she had more, and I've known her for a longer time. So I've had, we've known each other for 10 years before we started dating. I used to work at the mall, and I knew her from there. But I was a super slut back then, so I knew me being with her wasn't going to work, because I was just being filthy in the streets. And she was even innocent and pure back then. I knew that me would just be wasting her time and painting something. Like, I seen her as so pure at the time, like I knew it just wouldn't work. I was way too far.
That's my man. That's my man.
He wasn't ready. You wasn't ready. So you can right when you were ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a better time.
Right. I know she was sitting right there. He giving us the girlfriend standing right here answer.
Are you all engaged?
No,
I'm just talking, girlfriend.
She can't hear you. I'm out of here.
Are you all engaged or planning on?
I'm planning on it yet.
Okay.
Not yet. We're not officially yet.
Okay, good.
I know that I need to.
And she's beautiful. She's beautiful, y'all.
Because my thing is, why does that have to be the next step in a relationship?
We already had a kid, so we kind of made the backward step. But, I didn't. Listen, we've had disagreements about this all the time. Like, of course, men and boys and girls are raised different, even from the movies that we watch. I was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She was watching Beauty and the Beast, or Cinderella, or Snow White, or any of the other movies that tell you that you're supposed to be married. So marriage and happily ever after is something that's implemented in young women and young girls at a very young age and throughout their upbringing. Boys, we just want to fight and fart and just be nasty. So we don't really even have that vision of marriage unless you're raised in a household that has marriage, and that's just something that you've seen your parents do. And if they had a successful one at that, then that's something that may make you want to, motivate you. But my mom and dad were never even in a relationship. I was an accident. So it's kind of weird there. and my dad had got married to a woman when I was kind of young, but they're not divorced, but they've been separated for longer than they've been married.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom is with my stepfather, who she's pretty much been with my whole life, and they've been married the whole time. But I see how often that they argue too. So marriage, men see different. We see marriage differently from women, and we have a different sexual appetite for other women than women have for other men. So that's pretty much the biggest problem when it comes to marriage.
I think that a lot of the ways that things are changing a bit, if you look at Nick Cannon, which is a separate thing from what I want to say about a lot of men say that it's not, monogamy is not natural because of their African ancestry. And then, with polygamy being on the rise, how do you feel about, just being an exclusive monogamous relationship for the rest of your life?
Damn.
I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, because then do you feel that there is? Do you feel that there is there?
Are you saying that because your headphones are on?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry. One more time.
Are you saying that because your headphones are on?
No, she knows.
Okay.
About my feelings toward monogamy. Yeah, she knows.
Wow.
Yeah, no, we've had plenty talks. She's very open, very honest. Like, it's better to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you because I'd rather you just not prolong something that should have ended a while ago by me trying to hide something from you that, like, I'm going to tell you from the get-go. That's what I said. Like, even when we started talking, there was other women that I was dealing with. I just picked her. She was the best one.
Well, I'm sure she's glad she was picked.
Oh, yeah, it's been working out.
Do you all have anything else?
I know that there's another term that people like to use now that's not necessarily polygamy, but they're calling it ethical non-monogamy. Have you all explored that or discussed that as a possibility or open to it? And
I haven't even heard of that.
Second part of that question, basically, it's just it's kind of like open or whatever. Would you be opposed to her being with other men if you guys decided to open your relationship? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think anything is wrong with those type of arrangements.
She doesn't want another man. She'd rather have another woman by her side than have another man by my side.
Because that would be for you. She seems like she'd be trying to please you to accept that.
To accept what?
Another woman being in the mix.
But she could have benefits from the sister wife too.
No. We discussed that too. No, she kind of brought the ideal up to me, and that's what made me want to commit to her, because she presented polygamy as an option.
Wow.
I guarantee it's going to be here for you, but it's not completely outside of the cards. And it's polygamy is not just about me. It's about a household. It's about when you have children and everybody is working. You're not having to rely on grandma, or you're not having to rely on paying the babysitter $200 a week, or not having to rely, there's more factors. Like 3 incomes are better than 2. 3 people cleaning the house are better than 2. Anything that you can divide up the responsibility makes it easy on everybody else that's involved. So it's not just for me to explore my sexual fantasies. It's more so for the functioning and the well-being of the house.
Okay. And let me ask you that, Asha, since you presented that. Is that something that you would ever consider in a relationship?
No, I'm not interested in that. I think it's dope for those that are, open to it. I think that's great to have options because everybody is not into traditional monogamy. But for me personally, it's not appealing for me. who knows what I would say 10 years from now or 20 years from now, but at this moment, it's nothing that I've considered.
Sweetie,
if that is something that is going to be a benefit towards a cultural standpoint, and if I am in a relationship with a solid, grounded, visionary man that has a plan that we are all going to win, then I'm all in.
Jenna, what about you? You're absolutely not. I definitely agree and respect the system. However, I've become so self-aware with myself to know where I stand, what I feel, what I desire, and what I would like to have. I know that I'm not interested in that at this moment.
What about you,
says,
Mr.
shout out
Veteran?
to you.
Thanks for asking, but that would be a no for me. No.
And that, I'm sorry, Cleopatra, you said that's a no for you?
She's muted.
That's a hell no for me.
Oh, okay.
No. Now, if that was a question asked back in when I was like 18, 19, and pretty much did not have that much experience in relationships, and someone was to present that idea to me, about finances and building and things like that, maybe it would have been different if it presented to me at that age. But at this age, no.
What about
I ain't nobody in the house keeping me clean.
what about an open relationship? What about an open relationship that's not like sister wives or anything like in the house, but they're open to do what they want to do outside the house. You're open to do what you want to do, and y'all build together. And y'all have y'all solid relationship.
Build what?
I mean, y'all are in a relationship. Y'all in a forget the word build. Y'all in a relationship, but it's open. You could do you, he could do him. Would you do that?
That's not a relationship.
That is. Every relationship is defined differently.
Well, for me, that would not be a relationship, and that would not be an option for me.
You're looking for exclusive monogamy. You're looking for marriage. You're looking for a one-on-one with you and your man in an exclusive relationship for the rest of your life.
The way you said that don't even fucking sound good.
Well, that's what it is. It's an exclusive. It's an exclusive. It's an exclusive monogamous relationship. You don't want nobody else, and he don't want nobody else.
When it comes to just want to be happy.
You don't want nobody else, and he don't want nobody else. You're going to look at him 24 hours a day, 365 days out of a year, exclusive, monogamous, no
for
one
the
else.
rest of your life.
For the rest of your life. No one else is in the picture. You don't want him to have no friends. It's just you and him.
Forever. Okay, we got some comments. We got some comments.
Hell no, I don't want that.
We got some comments over here. So
I'm just kidding, sweetie. I know what you want.
That don't sound good at all.
So let's see. So he says their username is drunk. I don't know what his real name is, but it says we've complicated relationships so much these days. What happened to I want to be with you forever, you want to be with me forever? Most of these relationships people are in are out of convenience. They are not truly in love with each other. He says we spend more time discussing relationship hypotheticals than actually going out and giving people we are interested in a chance. And then he has some questions for Adrian, like why hasn't he married his girlfriend yet? And he says that an open relationship